Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopefully let Akim out there pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has commanded you to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites, who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line, goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Shalom. It's your brother Halaki from the GMS Colorado camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI with another video. Yeah, so this time I wanted to go into I was doing my morning reading, man, and I was reading through Ezekiel 22, all through the spirit, man, and the Most High just pronounces why he's going to bring judgment upon you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because you're doing the same shit that you was doing back during the time before the Babylonians came and took your ass into captivity. You're doing those same wicked things now, man. You see? You're doing the same shit, and that's why the Most High is about to cast a great judgment upon you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in this time, man. You see, two-thirds of you refuse to return back to the righteous ways of YAHAWASHI, and you're going to be destroyed for the same things that you were doing in the past, man. You're doing the same shit now, and that's why I want to start with Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that have been, which in the past, is that which shall be in the future, and that which have been done in the past is that which shall be done here and now, and there is no new thing under the sun. You jakes are still doing that same fucking wickedness you was doing all the way back then, man. All the way back then. You have never changed. You haven't learned your lesson. Shit, you are even worse than you were now. You see, you are worse now than you were back then, man. You see, and that's why the Most High is about to send that great judgment and punishment and wrath upon two-thirds of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You see, because of your disobedience and because of the way that you're walking, man, the way you're living your life. So verse 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. You see that? Because you niggas are doing the same shit you was doing back then, man. So let's go into Ezekiel 22. We'll start at 1. We're going to read through this whole chapter. And YAHAWASHI willing it to be edifying. So Ezekiel 22 and 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, now, thou son of man, wilt thou judge the bloody city? And who is the bloody city, man? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the bloody city, man. You see? Yeah. Thou shalt show her all her abominations. So the Most High is going to run off all the shit that you do, man. And all the shit that you were doing then, and it applies to now, man, because there is nothing new under the sun, man. That which have been in the past is that what shall be now, man. You jakes are doing the same fucking things you were doing back then. Hasn't changed, man. And it's even worse now. So Ezekiel 22 and 3, then say thou, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power. The city sheddeth blood in the midst of it, that her time may come, and maketh idols against herself to defile herself. Because what's the first commandment for you, for us Israelites, man? Thou shalt have no other gods before YAHAWASHI. We shall not make to ourselves graven images, man. We're not supposed to be worshiping no idols. But what are you just going to do? You go into these churches, you go into these different false religions and worship the idols they've set up, man. That's against our law. And you jakes are still doing that shit to this day. Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, you know. Shit, you worship money, you worship shoes, you worship cars, you worship clothes, you worship women. You have turned all these things into idols, man. And you are defiling yourself because of it. That's one of the reasons the Most High is about to bring destruction upon two-thirds of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Verse 4. Thou art become guilty in thy blood that thou hast shed, and hast defiled thyself in thine idols, which thou hast made. And thou hast caused thy days to draw near, and art come even unto thy years. Therefore have I made thee a reproach unto the heathen, and a mocking to all countries. And that's what the Most High has done unto us, man. Why did he do that? Because we disobeyed his word. And because of that, we were put up under the curses. That's why Deuteronomy 28 tells you right here, Deuteronomy 28 and 15, but it shall come to pass, if thou art not hearken unto the voice of Yahawah thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And one of the curses is what, man? We shall be a byword and a proverb amongst the nations. Where is that at? Yup. Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither Yahawah shall lead thee. And that's exactly what we become, man. The Most High pronounced that before we even went into captivity in Babylon. And it's fully locked in now that we're amongst the heathen, mainly here in Babylon, but everywhere else in the world, man. We're a laughing stock, man. We're a mocking stock, man. Look at the nation of Israel, man. They mock you at every turn, man. You see? The Most High said that would happen unto us when he scattered us among the heathen. And why did that come upon us? Because of our disobedience, man. Because of the wickedness of our people. You see? Verse 5. Those that be near, those that be near and those that be far from thee shall mock thee, which are infamous and much vexed. Talking about the heathen nations. Verse 6. Behold, the princes of Israel, every one were in thee to their power to shed blood. In thee have they set light by father and mother. In the midst of thee have they dealt by oppression with the stranger. In thee have they vexed the fatherless and widow. All these things are going on now, man. You see? All these things are still happening to this day, man. You don't respect your parents. You don't respect your mother. You don't respect your father. You see? You deal with each other, oppressing each other. You see? All these things are still happening now, and it's even worse in this time, man. Verse 8. Thou hast despised mine holy things and hast profaned my Sabbaths. That's what you jakes do. You don't even come back to your culture to keep your high holy days. You're keeping all the heathens' high holy days, man. Up in church every damn Sunday talking about you worshiping the Lord, man. The Most High didn't tell you to do that. The Most High told you to keep his high holy days, man. And we try to keep them to the best of our ability, but we're here in captivity. At least we put forth an effort to keep them, man. But 2/3 of you jakes, you don't even consider it, man. Verse 9. In thee are men that carry tales to shed blood. And that goes into what? Gossiping, man. Spreading rumors, man. Where can you find that at? On these fucking hip-hop talk shows, fucking Love and Hip-Hop, fucking social media, on these radio shows, man. Every day, all day, Jackie's on there just talking shit, spreading rumors. You see? That's what you jakes were doing, the same shit back in the ancient times, man. And in thee, they eat upon the mountains. And what does that mean, man? You're fully trusting in this government. That's why you got Jake talking about they taking the vaccine. You got Jake trying to take the vaccine to keep what? Their government benefits, because they fully trust in Babylon the Great, man. They fully trust in America, man. You see? They fully trust in the enemy. In the midst of thee, they commit lewdness. Now, when you go into that word lewdness, what does that go into? Let's go into the word lewdness. In the midst of thee, they commit lewdness. What is that? A plan, device, wickedness. They commit wickedness, evil plan, mischievous purpose. You got Jake plotting on each other, plotting to rob each other. All type of shit Jake is doing, man. That shit ain't new. That shit go all the way back to the ancient world, man. Plan, purpose, evil device, wickedness. Now listen to this. Not chaste, incest, licentiousness, adultery, idolatry, and harlotry, man. You can find all that amongst you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Adultery, sleeping with another man's wife, thinking that shit cool, making songs about it. Idolatry, worshiping these false images, Jesus Christ, Allah, Buddha, all that bullshit, harlotry. The women are complete sluts, man. You see? And they ain't nothing new. They were complete sluts back before we went into the captivity of Babylon, man. Even more so now. Complete fucking sluts, man. Still to this day. You see? So in the midst of it, they commit lewdness. In thee, verse 10, in thee have they discovered their father's nakedness. What does that mean? You sleeping with your father's woman, man. You say if your father ain't with your mother no more, he go get him a nice young thing, you know what I'm saying? And she becomes your stepmother, man, basically. You got jakes that's out here popping them, man. How do we know? Because that's what's written. That's how you discover your father's nakedness, man. You see? In thee have they humbled her that was set apart for pollution. What is that? Going into fucking adultery, man. That shit is running rampant in the nation of Israel, man. And niggas think that shit is cool. You see? And why has that happened? Because Esau has given these women liberty to gather abroad. And the scriptures speak against that, man. Give not a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad. That's how you cut down on adultery, man. And then you enforce the laws of the Most High. So if somebody goes out here and commits adultery, guess what? They are punished according to the law. Both the man and the woman are put to death. But that doesn't happen here in Babylon the Great, man. And because that doesn't happen, and because no judgment comes forth of it, you just think it's cool to do that shit. But guess what? You're going to be destroyed for that wickedness, man. Listen to this. Verse 11. And one committeth abomination with his neighbor's wife, adultery, and another have lewdly defiled his daughter-in-law. You got the father sleeping with his son's daughter, and another in thee have humbled his sister, his father's daughter. And the thing is, this ain't written for no reason, man. The Most High had the prophet Ezekiel write this down for a reason, because that's what Jake was doing, man. And if Jake was doing that shit back then, guess what? Jake is still doing that shit now, man. This is why the Most High is about to rain complete hell upon you Jakes, man. That's why the Most High is about to pour out great wrath upon you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because you niggas are still doing this shit to this day, man. Still to this day, man. Completely fucking wicked. You see? This is why the Most High is about to destroy you, man. This is why the Most High is about to allow these damn Edomites to come down with great wrath and completely destroy you, man. Because of the wickedness that you are committing amongst each other, man. You are not supposed to be living that way. Everything the Most High just said right here through the prophet, that goes back to the law, man. That's the shit the Canaanites was doing. And the Most High taught us before we went into that land that he gave us the laws because everything that those Canaanites was doing was off, man. He gave us the laws to be separate from the motherfuckers, man. But what is Jake going to do? Follow in their ways and go beyond and above what the Canaanites were doing, man. And this is why judgment is about to come upon 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Verse 12. In thee have they taken gifts to shed blood. You see that? Taking gifts to shed blood, putting hits on each other, man. Putting money on each other's head to get each other knocked off, man. Thou hast taken usury and increased, and thou hast greedily gained of thy neighbors by extortion, and hast forgotten me, saith Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, because all that what you're doing is against the Most High, man. You have completely forgotten Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. You see? This is why the judgment is coming, man. This is why the Most High is about to destroy you. He ain't doing it for no reason. He's doing it. He's judging you according to your wickedness, man. Verse 13. Behold, therefore I have smitten mine hand at thy dishonest gain, which thou hast made. And that's going to what? You celebrities selling out, sacrificing your family members. That's dishonest gain, man. You fucking you damn dope boys out there fucking pushing fucking wickedness and witchcraft to our people, selling fucking pills and crack and weed and all the coke and all the shit you pushing in the neighborhoods. That's dishonest gain, man. You see? From the fucking entertainers down to the damn the fucking small drug peddlers, man. All you're doing is getting gain dishonestly, man. That shit is gonna be taken away from you, man. You see, because you didn't get it in righteousness. That's another reason the Most High is about to judge you niggas, man. So Ezekiel 22:13, behold, therefore I have smitten mine hand at thy dishonest gain. And that's why you fucking entertainers can't do no damn shows, because fucking everything is shut down. You see? The Most High is putting a stop to all your wickedness, man. And at thy blood which have been in the midst of thee. Verse 14, can thine heart endure? Or can thine hands be strong in the days that I shall deal with thee? And what day is that talking about, man? It was talking about when the Babylonians came and sacked the city. But now it's talking about what? The time of Jacob's trouble, man. That's when the Most High is going to pour that great wrath upon 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans because of your wickedness, man. You see? Because of your lewdness, man. Because of your perverseness. You see? Verse 14. I, Yahawah, have spoken it, and will do it. Meaning what? The great judgment is going to come upon 2/3 of the house of Israel, man. Verse 15. I have scattered thee among the heathen, and dispersed thee in the countries, and will consume thy filthiness out of thee. And here we are now, man. We find ourselves dispersed among the countries, among the heathen, man. And what do you Jakes do when you're among the heathen? You profane the Most High's name even more, man. And then we come out on the highways and byways and tell you to return and repent. And you niggas look at us like we got 8 hairs, man. We telling you that the way you're walking in is complete fucking wickedness, but you don't want to hear, man. So that's why the Most High is going to consume you, man. And when you go into that word consume, the Most High say he's going to consume thy filthiness out of thee, right? Now when you go into that word consume in the Google, it reads what? The word consume, it goes into especially of a fire completely destroyed. And that's what the Most High is about to do upon 2/3 of you Jakes, man. That's exactly what the Most High is about to do upon 2/3 of you Jakes. So Ezekiel 22:15, and I will scatter thee among the heathen, and disperse thee in the countries, and will consume thy filthiness out of thee. And thou shalt take thine inheritance, and thyself in the sight of the heathen, and thou shalt know that I am Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. So he also is going to purge what? He's also going to purge out the one, not purge out, but purge the 1/3, man, by way of affliction. You see that? And that's the difference. 2/3 of you Jakes are about to go through that fire to be destroyed. The 1/3 is going through the fire to be purged and cleansed, man, so we can go back into the land of Israel. Verse 17. And the word of Yahawah came unto me, saying, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead and mist in the furnace. They are even the dross of silver. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah. And when you go into what dross is, man, let's go into that. Let's define dross. Something regarded as worthless, man. And that's what you 2/3 are, man. You 2/3 are regarded as worthless, man. You see? That's what the Most High thinks of 2/3 of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are worthless unto him, man. Why? Because you're not walking in his ways, man. And all you're doing is completely defiling the name of the Most High amongst all these heathen that you're living amongst, man. That's why you're worthless unto the Most High, man. So it says, what? All they are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even the dross of silver. 19. Therefore, thus saith Yahawah power, because you have become dross or worthless, you see, behold, therefore I will gather you in the midst of Jerusalem, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin in the midst of the furnace, to blow the fire upon it to melt it. So will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Now that wasn't talking about ancient Babylon. That's talking about right here now, man. And this time, because what? How is America going out? By 200 million thermonuclear warheads, man. This is where the Most High is going to completely destroy and melt you worthless ass Israelites, man. You worthless ass 2/3, man. This is where you're going to be gathered and melted at, man. Why? Because you refuse to repent and come up out of your wickedness, man. So the Most High has no need for you. Wicked Israelites are not needed. You are worthless, man. So you're going to have to suffer, you see, that nuclear fire, man. And we just read why the Most High is bringing that upon you, man. For all the wickedness and lewdness that you're performing amongst these fucking heathen nations, man. Living as these heathen nations, man. As fucking brute beasts. You see? Verse 21. Yeah, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, which is them nuclear missiles, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. And where are you going to be melted at? Here in Babylon the Great, man. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. That's Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly, talking about you 2/3, shall be stubble, and the day that shall come shall burn them up, saith Yahawah power. It's like, saith Yahawah bahasham, YAHAWASHI of hosts. that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. You 2/3 are going to be completely eradicated from the earth, man. And good riddance, man, because you niggas are complete fucking demons, man. You know? You are complete demons, man. So you're going to be melted here in Babylon the Great. Verse 21. Yeah, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the fire, it's like in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof, and ye shall know that I, Yahawah, bahasham YAHAWASHI, have poured out my fury upon you. And that's exactly what's about to happen, because what? Jake refuses to repent. Jake refuses to get right. Jake refuses to feel any type of sorrow or embarrassment for the shit they do, man. That's why the Most High is going to kill 2/3 of you niggas, man. This is why. This is why the judgment is coming. So when everything starts to happen, you can't sit around and ask, why is this happening to us, or why are we going through this, and why this and why that. No, man. The prophets have told you over and over and over again, going all the way back to Ezekiel, man. Isaiah. You see, all the ancient prophets have been telling you the same thing that we're telling you now still to this day. You are going to be destroyed for your wickedness, man. The Most High is going to kill 2/3 of you niggas because you are wicked as fuck, man. You see, that's why this is coming. You're not walking in the righteous ways of Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI. So since you're not doing that, you are worthless, and you're going to be destroyed by way of fire, man. If you make it that far. If you make it that far, man. You see? Because not only is this fire coming, you got other forms of judgment coming, man. What's that, Jeremiah? Or was it Isaiah? Let me see, real quick. Yep, Jeremiah 15:2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, such as for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will point over them 4 kinds, saith Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, the fowls of heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And that's what's coming upon 2/3 of you jakes, man. So that nuclear destruction, hey, that's going to be the end all be all, man. Like I said, if you make it that far, if you make it past the famine, if you get past the wild beast, you see, if you get past the sword of Esau, man, you're going to be reserved for that thermonuclear fire. Why? Because you're worthless, man. A bunch of worthless ass, wicked ass niggas, man. You see? Now let's get to this. Verse 23. And the word of Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto her, thou art the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the day of indignation. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls, they have taken the treasure and precious things, they have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law, and have profaned my holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane, neither have they showed the difference between the unclean and the clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbaths, and I am profaned among them. And who is that talking about, man? You false leaders, man. You false leaders have put no difference between holy and profane, man. You got Jake out here talking about it's okay to take a damn vaccine. You got Jake out here talking about, do you think God cares if you get a chip in your body? You see? That's you not putting a difference between holy and profane, man. And the Most High is going to destroy you false leaders for that shit too, man. Because your job, you were sent here to warn the people, man. You see? You were sent here to warn the people. But what? You are ravening wolves in sheep clothing, man. Out here preying upon the people, man. Verse 27. Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves ravening the prey, to shed blood and to destroy souls, to get dishonest gain. Meaning what? For filthy lucre, man. That's why you jakes are out here leading the flock astray, man. When you were given the responsibility from Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI to preach the words of righteousness the right way, man. to keep your integrity. But what have you done? You've taken the bag, man. All of you wicked ass niggas have taken that bag, and now you're deceiving the people, telling them it's okay to take a damn vaccine. It's okay to get a chip. It's okay to have sex on the Sabbath. You see? And why are you doing that? Because of this honest game, and you niggas sold out. Verse 28. And her prophets have daubed them with untempered mortar. You see? What's that untempered mortar? These lies and these fucking and you trying to remix the Most High's doctrine, man. That's the untempered mortar, man. Instead of telling the people the truth. And it says what? Seeing vanity. You see, seeing vanity. Oh, you got Jake talking about ain't no Jacob's trouble coming. You see? All type of shit Jake is out here doing. Ain't no Jacob's trouble coming. The mark of the beast is a spiritual mark. The mark of the beast is Christianity. The mark of the beast is sin. You see? The mark of the beast is white women. The mark of the beast is John 3:16. Seeing vanity, man. And divining lies unto them, saying, thus saith Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, when Yahawah have not spoken. You see? The Most High ain't tell you niggas to say that shit. The Most High gave you the script to go by, man. This is why you niggas gonna be left here and destroyed as well, man. You see? Verse 29. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and needy. That's what you Jakes are doing, man. I am selling fucking garments to Jake, man. When Jake can make his own garment. No, you got to buy the garment from the official camp website. $150 damn garment, man. Where you can take your ass right to Hobby Lobby, get some fabric, get some fringes, and put your garment together yourself, man. Robbing the people, man. Selling fringes. Boy, the Most High is gonna fuck you Jakes up, man. You see, and have vexed the poor and needy. Not getting them prepared for the time of Jacob's trouble, because you got Jake talking about ain't no Jacob's trouble coming. So they're not prepared for when Esau comes out having great wrath. They're not prepared when Esau comes with this damn vaccine. They haven't been prepared for that. And they're going to be vexed in that day, man. Yea, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. And I sought for men among them that should make up the hedge and stand in the gap before me. And where the gap's at, man? Out there on the highways and byways. You got some Jake don't even go on the highways and byways no more, man. Don't go out in the winter time and took damn 5-10 years off. You see? So it says what? And to stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none. You see that? Because all these leaders, I ain't gonna say all of them. Talking about ISUPK, HOI, IUIC, I'm calling names. Fuck all that. GOCC. They ain't leading you in the right way, man. They're not standing up for Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. The only ones who are doing that are the apostles and elders of great millstone and the men under them on down, man. And the brothers who come in the same spirit with the same doctrine of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI that don't even have GMS on their name, man. We're the ones who are standing in the gap for Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, making up the hedge, man. We're the ones on the highways and byways sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, man. We're doing that. You see? You other false groups ain't doing that. Sakari they ain't out here doing shit. Goddamn unity camps and shit. Niggas fighting at the unity camp. The Most High about to destroy you niggas, man. You see? You were given one job, and that's to go preach the word of the Most High in truth and sincerity, and you niggas have failed, man. Verse 31. Therefore have I poured out my indignation upon them. I have consumed them with the fire of my wrath. Their own way have I recompensed upon their heads. You see that? All that wickedness that you're doing, all those lies that you're telling, you see all that iniquity that you're building, compounding on top of each other. The Most High is about to bring that shit right upon your head, right back upon your heads, man. And it's at the doors, man. You see, Jacob trouble is at the doors, and you niggas are about to be swept away by that flood, man. You see? Saith Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and a sincere peace and salutation to all the hopeful elect Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has commanded you to do. You see? So with that, I'm going to give all praises. And with that, shalom, wa, abad, babal.